A strong memory depends on our brain being healthy and fit. There are many things you can do to improve your memory and the performance of your mind, regardless of whether you are a student studying for the final exams, a specialist conducting a job that requires sharp mental ability, or a manager who tries to be a role model for their employees. The good thing is, none of this has to do with your age. You cannot teach an old dog new tricks. But when it came to the brain, scientists discovered that this saying was too far from the truth. The human brain has fascinating abilities called neuroplasticity, such as adaptation and change even in old age. With the right direction, our brains can create new neural pathways, change existing connections, and produce responses by absolutely adapting to all permanent variables in life. This incredible ability of our brains to shape itself continues in the same way when it comes to learning and memory. The natural power of neuroplasticity, leaving your age aside, you can use it to improve your cognitive and easy-to-learn abilities, but also to strengthen your memory. How does one do brain exercises? As soon as we begin to mature, our brain develops millions of neural metabolic pathways by remembering information, solving problems we are familiar with, finishing our tasks and projects. But if you only stick to these ways, you cannot provide the motivation needed to strengthen your brain. In short, you have to nudge him from time to time. Our memory works with the develop or lose logic, just like bodybuilding. The more we train our brains, the easier it will be to remember information that was hidden in the past. We don't have to practice all those intellectual brain exercises that we come across. The best exercises are always going out of the routine and trying ways that challenge our mind. How does start doing a new activity? Regardless, any activity that will come out of your mind and take our brains out of your seat for years will strengthen your learning and memory. You can even solve something while sipping your warm coffee in the corner of your favorite coffee house. And yes, you need to solve this to do brain training. To laugh. There is no one who does not hear that laughing is the best medicine. Unlike other emotional responses that are the product of only certain areas of our brain, laughing is felt throughout the brain and is one of the most important exercises. Even more, as Daniel Goleman put it, it allows people to laugh, think wider and communicate more freely. Are you looking for ways to laugh? Learn to laugh at yourself. Share your moments that annoy you. Know that it is funny instead of getting angry when you lose your foot on ice and laugh. When it comes to laughing at you, do not prevent this. Be sure, even in the most formal and institutional moments, a timely and fine joke is always acceptable. Spend more time with fun people, give less time to people who make you constantly sulk. For example, if you have a toy car on your desk, a funny poster on your wall, a picture that will make you smile constantly on the computer screen. Can't you do these? Leave it to the expert, so learn from experts who don't need excuses to laugh from kids. Never stop yourself from the pleasure of playing with them. Yes, laugh all the time. 3. Don't stay away from physical exercises. The fact that brain exercises are very important for our mental health does not mean that you will never sweat. Physical exercises strengthen your mind and keep your perception sharp. As the amount of oxygen to the brain increases, you reduce the risk of illnesses such as diabetes and heart disease, which can cause memory problems later. Physical exercises also prevent the secretion of stress hormones by playing with the chemistry of the brain. We are not talking about doing aerobic exercises just by watching programs in the morning against television. In general, what is good for our heart is also good for our brain. Let's look at the emotional relationships in a different article. That topic is too complicated. Speaking of physical exercise, let's not just reduce it to fitness. All activities that require hand-eye coordination and advanced complex motor responses are ideal for strengthening our brains. 4. Keep your sleep regular. I remember that we spent the university visa weeks with 3 hours of sleep in a cola coffee store. As a matter of fact, the studies that lasted all night long could not have given us lessons. There is a big difference between the time you can get your sleep and the sleep time you can have the best mental performance during the day. It is proven that middle-aged people do not need a night's sleep for more than 7 hours. Even shorter, even a few hours of uninterrupted sleep can make a difference. Our memory, creativity, problem-solving and analytical thinking abilities are fully intertwined, and the best way to use them healthy is through adequate sleep. Go to bed at the same time every day and try to wake up at the same time. Don't break this routine even on holidays and weekends. After a few weeks, you will be surprised to see that your sleep problem is completely gone and you have a better memory. At least 1 hour before going to sleep, stay away from TV, computer and phone screen even though it is difficult, and do not consume caffeinated drinks in the evening. 5. Spend time with your friends. When I attended a seminar titled How to Strengthen Our Memory, the speaker expert talked about many puzzles and activities that included brain exercises such as Sudoku and chess throughout the whole presentation. The only thing left in my mind at the end of the seminar was the question of why do I always need a pencil or a tool to strengthen my mind? Man has to be social by nature. We are not a species shaped to allow us to struggle for life by living alone on an island. Human relationships impulse our brain, and in fact it is a brain exercise that we constantly contact people. Research shows that an effective friendship and strong support mechanism in our lives plays a vital role not only in emotional but also in our brain health. According to a study conducted in the Community Health Department of Harvard University, people with an active social life are those with the least memory loss rate. 6. Keep your stress under control. Stress is by far our brain's biggest enemy. Over time, chronic stress kills brain cells and damages the hippocampus part of our brain, the part that helps us remember and shape memories. Research also shows the direct link between forgetfulness and stress. To keep stress under control? Be a realist, know when to say no. Give yourself a short break during the day, and just be with you. Do not suppress your feelings in you, express them. Have a balanced and healthy time between work and leisure. Focus on one job at a time. In addition, meditation can be done to eliminate stress and change the working routine of the brain. Studies showing nerve motility in the brain show that people who meditate use their left prefrontal cortex much more intensively. That this part of our brain close to our forehead enables us to be completely calm and moderate.